right. Hey, good evening or good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're at and when you're watching. This is HawgDawg. Today we are in Elite Dangerous, and we're going to be talking about how to get into a station or leave a station without getting scanned by the authority vessels, which is necessary if you take criminals to different stations or run stolen cargo or slaves. There's a whole bunch of reasons why you may not want to get scanned by authority vessels. What you're looking at here is the Beluga that I'm going to be running some illegal passengers from a system called Rhea at the Ito Orbital. The reason I've chosen this place to do this video is because it has a lot of missions that go over to a single place called HawgDawg that only has one station. So all of my passengers will all go to the same station. Now, you might ask yourself, well, why would I want to take a bunch of criminals when, I could get scanned and possibly shot at, crimes, committed. You won't be able to go back into the station. But the deal is if you're new to Elite Dangerous, sometimes the only way to make any decent money is to take some criminals as passengers or illegal cargo. So anyway, this is the outside of the Beluga. I'm going to jump inside. Now, as you can see, the Beluga is a pretty big ship. I'm actually in my VR headset, so I can look around. In fact, we can take a little tour of the cockpit. I can't go back too far because my bed's back here somewhere. But you can see that the cockpit in itself is pretty big. But more importantly, as we look at the ship itself has a huge tail. And so when we leave, we have to be really slow and cautious about getting out the door or we get stuck in it. And the other thing about the Beluga is it's notorious for getting scanned by authority vessels because it's big and noticeable and slow. And it's not horribly slow, but it's pretty big. And if you come in the front door, there's a good chance you're going to get scanned. So first thing we need to do is load up some illegal passengers. So let's go into our Starport Services. I might well add a little fuel. Don't really need it. We'll go into the passenger lounge. Now you can see there I have $318 million. So I have a little bit of experience in taking some passengers and not getting scanned, which is why I wanted to share this with you today. A lot of people will tell you the only way to avoid being scanned is to boost your ass out the door as fast as you can and keep boosting, until you get out of mass lock. And if any of these words are unfamiliar to you and you're new to Elite Dangerous, they will become very familiar with you. Don't worry about that. But again, people talk about just boosting until you get out of mass lock and then going either into super cruise or into hyper cruise to the system you want to go to. I find that system does work, but not 100% of the time. Sometimes you do get scanned, either leaving a station or coming back in. Now, to begin with, we're going to look for some missions that go over to HawgDawg. Here's one. That's a criminal mastermind. He's going over to Wolher Horizons, which is where we want to go. And you can see that it says passenger may be wanted in multiple systems. And he's secretive. Being scanned will greatly reduce the passenger satisfaction. Well, not just that, it'll get you shot at. So we're going to go ahead and pick this mission. I'm going to put these guys in one of my cabins. I have several. Go ahead and accept that contract. I don't generally like to take criminals because, well, it could be a pain in the butt. But I'm going through here and I'm looking for more. Here's another criminal mastermind going to the same place. I'll go ahead and put him in one of these cabins. Here, you can take first class. I don't want the tourists. There's another criminal mastermind. And the reason why I'm taking criminal masterminds, you can see that the rewards for taking this guy, one jump, is $1.2 million. And which is a good reason why you might be wanting to take some criminals if you need to build up some money. So let's go ahead and pick a cabin. Yeah, he fits right in there, so let's put him there. I'm looking for more because I got a few more cabins. There's another criminal mastermind. Now this one didn't pay that good, but for this demonstration, I don't really care. So all I want to do is really fill it up with criminals. Why do I want to fill it up with criminals? Well, to prove to you that it is possible to get into a station without being scanned. Here's a rebel leader. I might as well take him. He's worth $1.4 million. So we'll pick a cabin. We'll put him there. And it looks like I'm running out of HawgDawg missions. So I may go back and take, there was a couple of them up there that I didn't want to take because they weren't all that lucrative. Like this here, 7 tourists only pays $453,000, which is a pretty good sum of money, but if that's what we're left with, that's what we'll take. That's what we're left with. Yep, okay, so 7 tourists, we're going to put them in the last cabin. And you can see that there's no more passenger missions left, 0 of 9, 0 of 5, 0 of 6, so forth and so on. Okay, I've got everything I need. And before I even get going, though, I'm going to go ahead and lock in the destination for where I'm going to so that I don't have to do it in flight. Now, there's a couple ways to do that. You can go over here to the side panel on the left. And you see that all your missions are listed under transactions. You can pick one and go to open galaxy map. And if you do it that way, it opens up the galaxy map, but it doesn't take you to the station. It only takes you to the system, which is HawgDawg. I, on the other hand, just want to go ahead and go straight to Waller Horizons directly, which I have listed in my bookmarks. So up here on the top, bookmarks, I got several of them. Right at the bottom is Waller Horizons, and I'm going to go ahead and select it and plot the route. You can see it's a single jump, and then I'm going to go ahead and launch. You can see over here, it says illegal passenger. Well, actually, I have several illegal passengers, which would make getting scanned a real bummer because the authority vessels would start shooting at me. I'd get some crimes against me. I wouldn't be able to come back here for a while, like 6 days. It's a huge pain. So, first thing I want to do is lift my landing gear, which I did. And then we're just going to cruise out the door, nice and easy. I don't have to go boosting out the door and try to avoid the scan by hauling ass. I can go out nice and slow. And as soon as I get out the door, instead of going forward, I'll head up. I'll hug the station. You can see some authority vessels right up there. That's what that green thing is. But I'll hug the station. And I'll head to the back of the station. And the reason I do it this way is because the authority vessels will only scan ships that are out in front of the station. They won't scan ships that are in the back of the station, and they will only get so close to the station itself, and as long as I get closer than they will, I won't be scanned. So here I go. You can see LQ Hydre up there on the other side of the station. I'm just going to keep boosting until I get past the end of the station. I'm already not mass locked because you only mass locked on the front of the station. And you will notice that I have not been scanned by authority vessels, and I can jump anytime. Getting a little hot, that's what that noise is, but that's no big deal. All right, now we're coming into LQ Hydre. And as I come in here, you'll see that Waller Horizons is already selected. I don't have to go find it in the menu and select it. I'm going to head that direction. Now, it's going to take a few minutes to get there because it is 14,000 light seconds from the jump-in point, which will take, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that to get there. In the meantime, I'm going to drink my Monster. Oh, that's good. All right. A couple things about my ship. You'll notice that I have an Evo Pumpkin right up front. He's on the dashboard. He's a little bobblehead. He's awesome. I can ask him questions like the Magic 8-Ball. I can ask him questions like, "Hey, Evo Pumpkin, are we going to get into the station without being scanned?" And he will nod yes for me if I give him a little nudge. I can ask him other questions. Are you absolutely positive that we will get in? Well, no, not exactly. But, the deal is I do this all the time, and I never, ever get scanned as long as I'm hugging the station on the way in. So, like I said, if you're new to Elite Dangerous and you need to make some money, you might want to consider coming to the RHEA system, that's RHEA, and then going over to one of the stations called Carter Port. Carter Port in RHEA has passenger cabins that you can buy for your ship and put them in your outfitting so that you can take passengers. Passengers are a little more lucrative money-wise than taking cargo or trying to mine or do whatever else. Passengers pays pretty good, but again, you run into a lot of illegal patrons, criminal masterminds. You also run into like generals and CEOs, and they're not necessarily illegal, but they don't like to be scanned. And if you get scanned once, they go from happy to unhappy, but if you get scanned a second time, they'll actually cancel the contract and they won't pay you your 1 point whatever million for taking them over to Waller Horizons or anywhere. And this system works everywhere in the universe. It's not just specific to this area. So here we are. We're coming in to Waller. You're gonna have to slow down a little bit because I'm only like 7 seconds away. And if you go too fast, you're gonna go zooming right past the station. So to avoid that, if you notice the thing that's rocking back and forth on the right side of the map there, that's my throttle. I'm gonna keep that throttle down on the bottom side of the blue to keep myself from going too fast and shooting past the station. As we come in, we're 30 light seconds away. we'll be able to come out of Super Cruise when we hit about 1 million meters. And that'll start counting down when we get down to 0 on the light seconds. It'll change to meters. So here we go. So far I've been lucky not to get interdicted by somebody who wants one of these passengers dead, because that actually happens quite a bit. But in the Beluga is a very nimble ship, and it's very easy to avoid interdiction in the Beluga as opposed to trying to turn and fight. In fact, I don't even have weapons at all on this ship. I don't use them. I have another ship for that, and we'll do a video later on about the Anaconda and battling in the Anaconda. Today we're going to be talking about just this: how to get into a station without getting scanned. Now, I slowed down a little bit because I got kind of close to the planet, and when you do that, gravity kind of keeps you from going fast. Now, here we go. Just about to jump out. 5 million, 4 million. And we're going to jump out here right about now. It says safe disregard, or disengage and ready, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, instead of flying way out there away from the station, I'm going to head in towards the station. Of course, I need to ask for permission to land, which you do in the left panel. Request docking. You can see it says proceed to landing pad 32. I can see the entrance over there on the top of the station, but I'm still going to head towards the station to get kind of close to it. I also want to turn over so I can see if it's going to hit the bottom of my aircraft or my spacecraft. Now, there's a bunch of authority vessels around there, but because I'm so close to the station, they're not going to bother me. If I was farther out, they would see me and come in and scan me for sure. Oh, I did get scanned, but I think that is from the station. But you'll notice, though, I got scanned right there at the end. That's from the station, but because I'm so close to the entrance when that happens, the scan doesn't get to complete because it doesn't have enough time before you get in the door. What I didn't get scanned by was an authority vessel, and that's really what you want to avoid getting scanned by. The station itself can scan you as you're coming in, because as long as you maintain some speed, it won't be able to finish the scan. So here we are inside the station with all of our illegal passengers, and now all I have to do is come in here and dump them off. Passenger lounge, again, 318.5 million. I've got a bunch of passengers, so we'll see where we get to after dumping off all these criminals. There's one. Gave me 1.4 million. There's another one. 750,000. There's another one for 500,000-ish. There's one for 622,000. Now, normally I don't take those smaller ones, but because I wanted to show how this is done in a video, I went ahead and took them. Here's a 1.2 million. And a 1.4 million. I'll look over here to the transactions to make sure they're all out, because sometimes if you don't have enough cargo space and your cargo space gets full, you can't empty your passengers until you get rid of your cargo. But I can see here at the top, well, I have a fine here, so I might as well pay it. That was from a trip earlier. And I have some bounties and some claims. Oh, there's a claim here I forgot to pick up. So I don't have any more missions to dump off. And it looks like we went up to 324.5 million, which means we made $6 million on that single run. It's a pretty good way to make some money. So let me go ahead and dump off any commodities that I got from the passengers. I didn't even pay attention to what they gave me. Here's some microwave cooling hoses. And some motors. And that's it. And of course, I'll go ahead and pay my little fine, 50 credits. And I had some bounty vouchers from earlier. I killed a couple guys. And that's it. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that it helps you to make some money with some illegal cargo or passengers or whatever other reason you might want to. You might be wanted in a system, and this is a good way to get into a station when you're wanted without getting identified and shot. So, hey, good luck with your Elite Dangerous, and thanks for watching.